Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of the 2025 Wayne State Football Positional Previews. I'm Brady Beedon and I am joined by former Tartar, now Wayne State Warrior wide receivers coach Jimmy Hill. I guess I'll just start off with that. How good does it feel to be back?
Feels great to be home, being from Detroit, playing ball here as a Tartar, and just having a love for the university, When I had the opportunity to be able to come back, I was ecstatic about it. So I'm happy to be here and I'm ready to get to work.
Real quick, before we get into all your receivers, how much different does this place look now from when you played here?
Completely different. The facilities, I've been around the entire GLIAC, and our facilities stack up against anybody. The things that we can do for student athletes as far as academics go and all the resources that they have in those areas. I just think Wayne State is a world-class place to be right now at the Division II level, both athletically and academically. So, I'm happy to be here, and I just can't wait to get going.
All right, well, let's talk about some of your wide receivers. You have a handful of returners coming back. Let's start with the guy that saw the most action last year, Justice Tuggle. He was a guy that I said his name a lot last year, and I'm hoping to say his name a lot this year, too.
Yeah, Tug should be our number one guy. He's been working really hard over the offseason and kind of growing into that leadership role, with some of the other guys departing, before we were able to start this season. So, on the offseason, just getting his guys together, doing workouts, helping teach them the offense, and just being that leader, that we need out there on the field. So I expect, a great season from Justice Tuggle this year.
Tell me a little bit about the four other guys you've got coming back this year.
We got Jordan Bell, Joick's son. He had a really good spring, real hard-working kid. He got stronger over the off-season, and I'm really excited to see him get going, after some things that I seen him do during the spring. You got Ray Payne, another kid, good college body on him, was real solid for us during the spring, and Donovan Isaac has probably worked harder than any of our guys in the off-season. So, hopefully he'll be able to take that next step, be able to be productive for us this year on the field.
Brought in some transfers as well. It's just the new reality of college football. You're going to have some new guys that are ready to step in day one and play, and you got them from a variety of spots. You got one from the University of Michigan, some from around the GLIAC. Tell me about some of the transfers that are coming in at the wide receiver spot.
Right. Like I like to tell people a lot of times now, this is like free agent football almost at the college level. You don't know how the roster is going to look from year to year. You're just looking to go out there with the best roster that you can put out on that particular year. Where in the past you would, get a kid as a freshman and develop them and grow with them. It doesn't always work like that right now. So we were able to bring in some pretty significant transfers. We got Drew Hickmott, transfer from the University of Michigan, a big kid, 6'4.5", 215, 20 pounds. A big body, that we needed, to replace the loss of Miles McCatherine, who was a really good receiver last year for us. Martavion Robinson, a transfer from Davenport University, a very fast, elusive receiver, kind of puts you in the mind of Manny Harris. Same type of player, kick return kid, very fast and explosive. So, excited to have him in here. Michael Jenkins is a kid who was a big-time talent from the Detroit area, a former player at Belleville High School. He was actually a running back in high school, and he came in as a JUCO transfer from the College of the Desert. So, got a medium-sized body on him, really strong kid. Versatile. He could probably be a running back or a receiver.
Kind of a gadget type guy.
I even played him at defensive back at the College of the Desert, where he came from, JUCO. And Travion Meadows, another transfer from Davenport also, kind of the same type of kid, utility knife guy, can be able to run back kicks, can play in the slot, can line him up at running back if you need to. So we were able to bring in some significant talent this year, and I'm excited to see these guys go.
You got a good mix as well. You've got a handful of freshmen coming in as well. I know there's some guys that you're pretty excited of what they can be, because they've got a lot of raw talent as soon as they stepped on campus.
Right. Carter Freeman, a kid coming in from Texas. You know, he came around in the summer a little bit. You know, about 6'3", catches the ball pretty good, has a pretty good frame. Cecil Xavier Smith, fast receiver from California, you know, who did a heck of a job for his team last year coming in. And also another transfer, I hate to go back, but I forgot about Angel Carrillo. He'll be coming from Livingstone, and he actually played for our offensive coordinator, Coach McDonald, last year, so he's familiar with the system. He'll be a senior. You know, we have a relatively young group of wide receivers, so he should also be able to come in and give us some of that senior leadership.
So you brought in a bunch of transfers, but 3 of them, between you and Coach McDonald, you got some familiarity with them, so it's not as if they're starting from scratch.
Yeah, and I think, you know, these days you kind of want to be familiar with the guys you're getting. And, you know, that goes back to even with recruiting high school kids. It may be a kid that you wanted to get during a recruiting cycle that chose to go to another school, but you've built up that relationship with them throughout the summer and, you know, throughout the recruiting season. And you never know, they might pop back up in the portal.
Right.
And, you know, you might get back in contact with them. But, you know, the more you know about a kid, I think is the better. So you're not coming in blindly. You know, you kind of got a pretty good idea about them athletically, you know, are they a cultural fit, and, you know, their academic status. So, you know, not only do we have great athletes coming in, we also have kids who have shown that they can handle the load academically at the college level. You know, when I got here, we had some kids who were doing a tremendous job in the classroom. Christian Kilpatrick, one of our returning kids, is one of those guys. And, you know, I try to pride myself as a coach on I want my guys to have the best GPA. So, you know, the wide receiver room, that's our goal every year, you know, when I'm the coach. So I brought in guys who I thought could fit along those lines.
All right, Coach, last question I'd like to leave everyone with is, what do you want your position group to be known for? People are going to say the 2025 Wayne State receivers are what?
I mean, we're going to be physical. We're going to be fast. We're going to be aggressive out there going after the ball. You know, just mentally, you know, we got to come into every day going to be the best person that's out there on that field. You're going to play against some tremendous defensive backs here in the GLIAC, and if you can't have that kind of confidence about yourself, it's going to be a pretty hard trail for you. So, you know, those are the things that I preach to my guys. Well,
Coach, I appreciate it. Thanks for taking some time to talk with us. Good luck when training camp comes around, and I'm excited to see some of these guys in week 1.
All right, go Warriors.
He is Wayne State wide receiver coach Jimmy Hill. I'm Brady Beedon, and thank you so much for watching another edition of the 2025 Wayne State football positional previews.